Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're tuning in from. Uh, Hi, I'm Marilyn, coming to you live from my business page, my page from Toronto, Canada. Popped in to talk about the topic is the biggest mistake I made was believing that my job was my only security. That's such a misconception. That's it. I would say for most of my life, I believe that having a good job was the definition of security. Go to work, get a paycheck, pay your bills, save for retirement, and you're good, right? Because that's what was expected. I worked in the financial industry for over 25 years. I thought I was doing everything right, you know, but life has a funny way of showing us what we think is security may not actually be security. And it's true. Because when my life changed, I realized something that having one source of income left me incredibly vulnerable. And honestly, that's when I started asking myself a different question. Not how can I work harder, but what other options are available to me? I'm not saying everyone needs to quit their job. I'm saying we should never be afraid to explore another option, because you never know. Um, do you believe having a job is enough security? Maybe you do. What happens if your income suddenly stops? Who knows? Because that can happen, right? Also, if you're over 50, have you thought about creating another source of income? Because these are things we have to think about because we never know what life can throw us. Okay? So maybe the goal isn't to work until we're exhausted. You know, I think what the goal is to create options while we still have the energy to enjoy them. When we have energy to enjoy life, to be able to spend time with quality time with the ones that we love, with our loved ones. To me, that is what enjoyment is being able to travel when you want to travel, being not having to ask for time off. I mean, just enjoying what's left of your latter part in life. Because, like I said, once you pass 50, it's less years ahead than what you've lived. So, to me, rather than wait on retirement or keep focusing on when I retire, I will do this, when I retire, I will do that. To me, focus on trying to enjoy life now. Try to do the things you want to do. Enjoy what you want. And in order to do that, if you don't have an extremely high income, you can start looking for another source of income that would help you to live that lifestyle that you've dreamed about. I think we're all entitled to live the life that we've always dreamt of. I do believe that. Maybe it's just me, but I do believe that. And I think deep down in everybody, that is a belief. They may not say it, but I'm sure that's what it is. So, if you were out there somewhere and you're thinking, oh my gosh, I'm hitting 50 plus and I'm not even sure what my savings look like. What if I lose my job? What if something medical happens? Because we know things like that could take your funds in a second. Uh, you know, Say, why not start something while I'm still working? Start something on the side that would give me that additional income where I would be able to have options. Options for the future, options to travel, options to make decisions, options that if you wanted to buy a new car, if you wanted to purchase a new home, whatever your desire is, look at that and see where that can take you. So, if this does resonate with you, I can give you more information about this online business that I came across. It was actually by accident. I was just searching online to see what was there. And I came across this couple in their 40s who had corporate jobs, and they were talking about how they were able to quit their jobs after doing this business for a couple of years. And they love the outdoors and they love traveling, and that's what they were doing because they didn't want to wait until retirement, because we all know retirement, it's not guaranteed. Life is short, we're not sure. And so it caught my attention, and that's why I got involved in it. I did my due diligence. I realized that it was a fit for me. It was exactly what I was looking for. A business in a box, an online franchise. I didn't have to sell to family and friends. I didn't have to store products. I didn't have to host parties or sell those small items where you get like a $5 and $10 commission, because this business is based on high ticketed items for personal use, not for sale. So if it is something that you would like to look into, if you'd like to start a business, that's what I'm here for, to give you the information. All you need to do is to register on my website. And once you register by entering your name and your email, you will automatically receive a free 25-minute session giving an overview of what the business is about. And you can go from there. If it's not for you, then it's okay. You have nothing to lose because it's not going to cost you anything. But if it is for you, then you've definitely got a lot to gain. But most what I found in this business is that what I was looking for was the community of support that we've got here. We've got about 265,000 people around the world because it's global. And I think everybody wants each other to succeed. And it's amazing when we have our weekly trainings and our weekly meetings, how everybody come together and they share what they've been through. They share the mistakes they made when they first started, because we all start at the beginning, knowing nothing, because you don't have to be tech savvy, because it's step-by-step training. You're given a coach, a mentor, endless. You're given everything, the website, everything that you need to start the business. You just have to plug into the automated system and, be coachable and really decide if it's something you want to do, because you have to be consistent. You have to show up. There's no point in starting something you're really not sure about. So you have to do your due diligence. You ask a lot of questions before you start the business. But it is worthwhile. But like I said, it's not for everyone. So if it is something that you'd like to learn more about, like I said, just register on my Facebook page, my website, or you can just go on my Facebook page and put a comment, info, and I'll be happy to send you the information that you need. All right, so I hope you have a pleasant evening, a pleasant good night. It looks very cloudy outside, like we're going to get some rain. So have a pleasant good night, good evening, and cheers. We shall see when we see. Bye-bye. Bye.